I'm flying Air Canada International in medium haul economy today, and I'm excited. Let me tell you why. I've traveled quite a bit this year, and most of my travels have been on international wide-body jets in business class. And I never thought I'd say this, but I kind of miss narrow-body jets. Don't get me wrong, if I have to pick a plane, I'd pick a 747 over an A320 any day of the week. But when you travel quite a bit, I guess you can miss certain things. It's part of being an av geek, I guess. So when I found out that I'll be traveling to Mexico City, I was actually happy that it wasn't a long-haul destination. I treated myself and splurged on the extra legroom seat, which is called the preferred seat on Air Canada narrow-body jet. I'm sitting waiting for my flight, and let me show you something. That's the A321 that's just coming from Toronto, and it's Air Canada Rouge, and I'll talk more about it later in the video. Let's talk about Air Canada's narrow-body jets, and this is from Air Canada's website. They have 20 A321s, a whopping 47 737 Max 8s, 38 A220s, 21 A320s, and then they've got the mainline fleet. They've got the CRJ900s, E175s, and Dash 8s. For the Rouge fleet, they have 14 A321s, one of which we just saw, 5 A320s, and 17 A319. I have flown Air Canada long-haul international economy before. It's actually the airline I flew when I moved to Canada about 8 years ago. I also flew their inaugural Vancouver to Dubai flight, which I just recently found out they're discontinuing that because of weak demand. And most recently, I flew Beijing to Vancouver, which was technically premium economy, but they restarted that route after it was shut down during COVID. I'm flying Victoria to Mexico City via Vancouver today, and there's a couple reasons I'm excited about this. One, I get to fly a narrow-body jet. Two, I get to visit Mexico City again. Also get to visit the Maple Leaf Lounge in Vancouver, which on a solid day is a good 7 out of 10 experience. It's less than 10 minutes to our scheduled departure time, and we haven't even started boarding yet, but I'm just gonna go sit close to the gate area just so I don't take any chances. It took us another 15 minutes to start boarding because this Pacific Coastal flight was still waiting to depart. And because this is a smaller airport, most of the boarding happens on the tarmac. Air Canada operates the DH-8 on this route. I hop on my first flight to Vancouver, which is sometimes referred to as the puddle jumper, because it's a 15-minute flight over to the mainland from Vancouver Island. We finally pushed back 25 minutes behind schedule and arrived in Vancouver precisely 15 minutes later. There are 2 Maple Leaf Lounges in Vancouver, one for domestic, which is just right here, and one international, which is just past the security checkpoint. And I'm flying international today, so I'll be going to the International Maple Leaf Lounge. The International Maple Leaf Lounge is near gate D53, right after security. Now the food here at the Maple Leaf Lounge is okay at best, but I come here for the views. Let me show you. Those are some fantastic views if you're an av geek. Even though most planes on view here are wide-body, long-haul international jet, I'm excited to fly 737 today. Coming to the Maple Leaf Lounge here in Vancouver, there's plenty of seats with views. It does tend to get busy here in the evening because that's when most of the international flights over the Pacific depart, and this lounge is used by all Star Alliance partners, so keep that in mind if you're arriving here in the evening. There are other lounges in Vancouver. There's the Sky Team Lounge and a Plaza Premium Lounge as well, but when it comes to lounges, I think Vancouver can do better. My flight departure to Mexico City is at 4:20 p.m. and I like afternoon flights because usually airports are not that busy. So after about 3.5 hours in the lounge, it's time to finally board. Now with economy, you'll usually be zone 3 or later, but I have a credit card that allows me zone 2 boarding, which is a nice perk because it's already lining up. I'm flying the 737 Max 8 today, which has 2 layouts. The one I'm flying on has a business class up front. I'm traveling in economy this time, but I've splurged on the preferred seat, so I'll be sitting in 12 Alpha. Okay, on board. First impression of this seat is pretty nice actually. I'm pleasantly surprised because I was sitting in seat 1A a couple of months ago, and now I'm in 12A. 12A is a bulkhead row. There is just a wall dividing economy here and business in the front. Plenty of legroom. The only thing is there's no seats in front of you, so you can't really tuck your feet under the seat in front of you. My seat here in front of the economy cabin isn't too bad though. The legroom is decent, the seat is comfortable, the headrest is, well, headrest. I've never really used headrests on long-haul flights. Because this is the first row of the cabin, there is no underseat storage. There were individual air vents which were appreciated. The IFE map was good. It can be zoomed and tilted, but it is slightly out of reach when seated in row 12. Even though it is an international flight, there is no food service. It is one of those North American things I'm not a big fan of. Most airlines in Asia will provide a meal, even on domestic routes, and some with durations as short as an hour and a half. From a consumer standpoint, flying is expensive in North America, especially Canada. Lack of competition, airlines focusing more on profits and not caring much about the customer experience are some of the reasons for this. Air Canada is reportedly moving all of its 737 Max fleet to Air Canada Rouge by 2028, which is currently an all-Airbus operator. The current fleet of Air Canada Rouge consists of Airbus A319, 320s and 321s. Making the fleet all Boeing is a bold move, but it can pay off long-term. The 737 Max fleet has 20% less cost than the A320 family as per the airline, and that will enhance its competitiveness in the market. With the new crew base in Vancouver, this will help provide coast-to-coast coverage for Air Canada. Having a single type of aircraft also helps with rotating planes and crew whenever needed without having any operational impact. The only downside really is having less flexibility. On the other hand, the mainline fleet of Air Canada will suffer from this transition. Air Canada's fleet is dominated by the 737 Max. The current A320 family of aircraft is about 23 years old on average and is aging out of the fleet. This will leave a big gap in capacity for the mainline fleet. The airline does have A220s and A321 XLRs on order, which will be coming into service soon. Their Asia-Pacific flights are mostly operated from Vancouver, while their South American and transatlantic routes are operated from Toronto and Montreal hubs. If you look at the pricing for Vancouver to Mexico City on non-stop flights, there's Aeromexico and Air Canada, and you can see that Air Canada is quite a bit more than Aeromexico, and the price difference widens when you go from economy to business class. I did fly business class on the return flight to Vancouver, but that'll be a different video. Flying business class can mean different things to different people. Some people enjoy the hard product and that's more important to them, and some people like the airport benefits such as priority security and check-in. I paid 80 Canadian dollars for the Vancouver to Mexico City flight to sit in preferred row. I think it was a reasonable price. Would you pay $80 additional for a 5.5-hour flight for the extra legroom of preferred seats?
If you fly often, you've probably flown on the 737 Max 8. It is one of the most popular airplanes. Have you flown on Air Canada's 737 Max 8? Let me know in the comments below, and I'm gonna sign out for now. Good night.